Let's sing it together. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la.
So we now switch to our Simchat Torah celebration. This really is our opportunity to celebrate the end of the reading of the Torah and the beginning of reading it again. Each time we do read it, we do hear these stories a little bit differently and learn something new. There's so much wisdom in the Torah, and hopefully we will continue to learn from this text and from one another. Amen. And in just a minute, I want to make this announcement now. We learned last week in Ecclesiastes that there's a time for all sorts of things, but in just a minute, it will be our time for dancing. So I hope that you will literally go into the aisles and dance as the Torah comes around, and feel free to join in the celebration. This truly, truly is our time to dance. So hopefully, lots of dancing will occur momentarily.
Or at the very least, clapping and swaying.
Clapping and swaying.
But dancing is better.
Moving towards dancing, approximation of dancing, enjoyment, smiles, something.
There we go. Simcha.
Simcha, that is what we're going for. All right, so if you would please rise as we turn to page 244.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai, ואין כמעשיך, מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Adonai oz lamo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. And on page 248, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
All right, we're ready. Everyone get ready for dancing. Here we go. Get excited. Oh. Yes. I got it. Thank you so much, Klezmer, and everyone who joined in the dancing in any way. So before we read Torah, I have some Torah fun facts. Yes. And this is going to be a little game. I'm going to read out a statement, and the first one you have to tell me if it is true or false. The Torah scrolls are written by a scribe. Awesome. Whoever taught you religious school did great, so props to them. Only men can be scribes. Exactly. We have a good friend of the family who is actually a Stopharid, so this one is multiple choice. How many letters are there in the Torah? A, between 100,000 and 200,000. B, between 200,000 and 300,000. Sorry. C, between 300,000 and 400,000. Or D, between 400,000 and 500,000. So raise your hand if you think it's A. All right, there's always one. But he's a rabbi, so perhaps he knows the answer to this question. Raise your hand if you think it's B. We got a few. Okay, raise your hand if you think it's C. And raise your hand if you think it's D. So the answer, friends, it is C. Between 300,000 and 400,000. Okay, the next question is, what on average do you think a Torah weighs? Any guesses? 30 pounds, 15 pounds, 18 pounds? What do you think? 25 pounds, 9 to 10, 20, 18. I know, that would be really clever. Unfortunately, with the rollers. Any other guesses? The answer is the average Torah weighs between 20 and 25 pounds. So props to you if you got that right. I will share that my student pulpit in Flagstaff, Arizona, their Torah there was 70 pounds. And I am a small human, so that was very difficult for me to carry. But on average, normally the Torahs are under 50 pounds. Okay, this next one is true or false. It takes 1 year to write a Torah. Correct.
Are you going to tell us why? Oh, you're going to let me answer?
I am. You ask a question, Cantor.
I ask a question and my microphone goes off. Okay, so the answer is true because, first of all, you don't just sit down and write it. You have to look at a book which is called a tikkun, and many of you have seen one of those, which has the side with the vowels and the side without the vowels. And you look at the word, one word at a time. You recite the word before you put the quill in the ink and then put it to the parchment. So if you had to write a book, writing one word at a time, how long do you think it would take you? Yeah, it might take more than a year, right?
Okay, here's the last one. What happens if a scribe makes a mistake when writing in the Torah? Well, actually, it depends on the word that they, oh, sorry, did you want to answer? Delete, right. Sadly, there is no backspace, but yes, it is essentially whiteout. If it is a word that is not God, they can kind of like scrape it up and fix it. If it is God, they have to start that whole section again.
That means the piece of parchment, not the whole Torah.
Right, like it's divided into sections, and so you start that section again, but you don't want to have gotten the whole thing really, really good until like the last line of that section and make a mistake on God. So that would be a real bummer. All right, friends, that is all our Torah fun facts for tonight, but there will be more Torah fun facts to come. So we are going to start by reading the end of Deuteronomy. Anyone who wants to come close to Torah, you are welcome to. But it is my great pleasure to invite the klezmer band up to do this aliyah. In my head, you're like the choir, so it's going to sound really, really beautiful, which I'm sure it will, but, it might be a little bit less, without your instruments, but in my head, it's going to be perfectly harmonic. Either way, we are so thankful to have you here for all you do for IHC, for all the music that you provide for us. It is deeply, deeply appreciated.
We're over here, guys.
Yes.
While they're assembling, there is a tradition which is called Chatan Torah, which it's sexist, I'm sorry, means the spouse of the Torah, which is what this aliyah is called, Chatan Torah. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch Adonai Hamarach La'olam Va'ed. Amen. V'lo kam navi od b'Yisrael k'Moshe asher yida'o Adonai panim el panim l'chol ha'otot v'hamoftim asher shalacho Adonai la'asot be'eretz Mitzrayim l'faro l'chol avadav u'l'chol artso Ulachol hayad chachazaka, ulachol hamorah hagadol, asher asa Moshe le'enei kol Yisrael, chazak chazak v'nitchazek. Baruch atah Adonai.
So thank you so much for everything you do. So you can take your seats again. It really was. So I just want to translate what was just chanted so beautifully for you. Never again did there arise in Israel a prophet like Moses, that who Adonai singled out face to face for various signs and portents, that Adonai sent to him to display in the land of Egypt against Pharaoh and all his courtiers and the whole country for all the great and awesome power that Moses displayed before all of Israel. So I just want to take a 30-second moment here to give a little drash about this. What is really hitting me this year about that is that Moses was this incredibly humble leader, and he was inspiring, and he did good in the world. So I hope all of us get to know people like this who are humble and inspiring and try to do good in the world. And now it is time to move on to the very, very beginning of the book of Genesis. And this is a bit of a surprise. But anyone who is involved in any sort of social justice activities at IHC, we are inviting you up for this aliyah. I know who you are. There's no pressure, but if you were involved, we just want to say thank you for all you do and the ways you contribute to IHC and the community around us. We are so blessed by your leadership, by the hours you put in, by everything you do.
Bahar banu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, ve'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu, ve'choshech al pnei tehom, ve'ruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim. Vayomer Elohim yehi or, vayihi or, vayor Elohim et haor ki tov, vayavdel Elohim ben haor uvein hachoshech, vayikra Elohim laor yom v'lachoshech kara laila, vayi erev vayi voker yom echad.
Asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'hayei olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
And before you sit down, truly, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for all you do, for the hours you put in, for the leadership you show. Really, our whole community benefits from all of you. So thank you, thank you. So I just want to take a second to translate what, again, was so beautifully chanted. And this is a portion I know we all know well and can debate the translation forever, but this comes from JPS. And so hopefully it will give us some things to dive into very shortly in the year ahead. When God was about to create the heaven and the earth was chaos, unformed on the chaotic waters, and there was darkness. And then God's Spirit glided over the face of the water, and God said, "Let there be lights," and there was lights. And God showed how good the light was, and God divided the light from the darkness, and God called the light day, and called the darkness night. There was evening, and there was morning, day one. And I just want to share what I find so inspiring. One of the things I find so inspiring about this portion is that reminds us that change is a slow, slow process. It takes so much time and so much effort, and we go day by day. We know God creates the world day by day. And what I find so remarkable, too, is God looks around and said it is good at the end of every day. And as we are going through a process of change or just anything in our lives, it is so, so important for us to look around and see the good. And so we all be able to do so in this year ahead.